Hello YouTube, long time no see. Just another raw video that I am making to actually answer a question that I received on YouTube about something that kind of really hard to describe because there are a lot of things in trading that relate to emotion, relate to mechanical things, but there's such an element that it's just so hard to quantify into step by step or into data. That's the reason why I am making this video to actually answer that kind of question. Probably I will ping the question somewhere on the screen so you actually have an idea of what kind of question that I am answering. But eventually, let me sum it up. It's more about a trader who found consistency for a certain period, and then it felt like we make it. It feel like we achieve something. It feel like we crack the code, and it feel like we're doing something right. But eventually, we face a certain hardship, a certain period of drawdown, or like from consistency getting payouts and profitability, we fell into a period where we get just loss after loss, or we pass phase 1 and then we fail phase 2 and the kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to make a video and it's gonna be a bit long because for me to actually break things down, especially the things that we cannot quantify in terms of data or numbers, it's gonna take me some time to kind of feel it and describe it from my experiences. But first of all, I want to show you a little bit about where I am. Here we go. Surrounding by beautiful green natures and the kind of play just raw, poor, and it kind of giving me the time to reflect, the time to heal myself from a lot of things that going on in life, and feel very grateful for the time. Alright, so I will sit down here and reading the question, and I'm gonna give you my best, like just what I know and what I have been through, and the things that I hopefully may resonate with you somehow, because I know the things that may be helpful to you, but I also know how hard it is to actually do the things we plan and do the right things, because sometimes we have a habit to do opposite thing or do the thing that totally different when it comes to trading or when it comes to anything that relates to money. So the question is, give me some advice on how to become consistent, profitable trader as a mentor who passed what I am facing right now. From the start of August 2023, I found one strategy by backtesting every day a lot would make me become funded without losing any accounts and get payout just around 6K. In February, March, April, May, June in 2024, and then eventually all is gone in July, and some firms shut down, and some account got bridge, and I keep trying since then and haven't passed one yet. I am about to get married in 2025. What should I keep pushing? For now, I keep backtesting every day for 6 hours. So that is a question. It's pretty long, but I think it just feels like something that I can help. Not surely, but you're gonna be patient with me on this, because the first thing I want to say is that I am not a mentor, and the things that you are actually dealing with, I pass it, but I kinda face it again over and over. It is kinda the thing about mechanical trading or discretionary trading. The thing about backtesting and forward testing. I used to be in a state where I backtest a lot. I found something that really working, and then I try and I make some money, and then it stopped working. I lose back some money, and during the losing period, sometimes it just keeps going like forever, and eventually I may end up losing more than what I make, and it just burned down a lot. And I come back to the state where I backtest things again to find something new, to find something that, well, maybe I try a different pair, maybe I try a different market, maybe I try a different methodology or different ideology on how to approach the market, but eventually the same cycle, the same loop, it kind of keep in trading. There are a lot of like endless loop. It's like we make money, it feels like something wrong, we lose money, and it just keep going like that. And then it comes to a period where I really stop trading profit. Not like I don't like profit, but it's more like I focus more on forward testing. I focus more on learning about a particular pair, like what I mentioned in previous video. I'm trading gold. So when I trade only gold, I know exactly the ATR, the average ATR of every session, every hour, every 4 hours, every daily, every day of the week. And the more I do it, the more it's like you're loving someone, and you're in a relationship, and the more you spend time with that currency, more time you spend with that pair, you just learn something deeper, something very institutional, and something that help you to develop a skill set that very discretionary. What I'm trying to describe here is that there is a way to break above the level of just mechanical and fully rule-based. I'm not meaning in a way that rule-based or trading poorly on the number is not good, but for me, I like to trade with data, like when price go to the peak of an ATR, I tend to not try to follow the trend, or I try to wait for a new section or if I see the signal of a reversal, then I know that it's gonna be better to trade reversal on a peak of an ATR compared to trying to follow the trend. And the kind of thing, it is impossible to actually create some rule base to actually backtest. Sometimes markets either open, and on the first 5 minutes of the 1 hour candle, it already go from the open to like 80% of my target, and then I close the trade. It retraces to the opens again. I buy it again. It go around 70% of my target. I close again. So in a way, I didn't need the price to actually go to the target. I just manually close 2 small trades, and I already complete my daily goal. It's like in one candle you can actually have a lot of trade. Not meaning that we should aim for it like blindly, but what I mean is trading doesn't need to be fixed in a way that you buy here, you take profit here, or you buy here, you have a fixed stop down there. Sometimes you can actually invert risk to reward, like negative risk to reward. Sometimes you can break your entry into multiple entry. Sometimes you can actually act into a winning position. All of the things or skill, all of the things or a way to a pro market. On YouTube, on book, we are told to risk like 1%, 2%, but when you have a like $100, when you have a like $1,000, it is a different game. It is a game of small account and how to compound that small account to bigger account. Are we willing to go with a slow path, more of defensive path, or we're going to be more aggressive, trying to flip that account? Every kind of speed, it have a kind of risk involved in this kind of thing. And to say trading is poorly like testing, to see a structure break and enters at a retracement or trade at the liquidity and kind of waiting for a certain element and confluences and trying to frame a high risk reward trade. The thing about high risk reward trade is that you need to be very patient and you need to be very precise. But when you reduce that kind of risk to reward into different kind of way to see market, maybe 1-to-1, maybe 1-to-2, maybe 2-to-1. For example, when you're type 1-to-1, your entry, it doesn't need to be precise like when you're trying to go for 1-to-3. So if you are an impatient person, then high risk to reward, it doesn't matter how long you practice that, the chance of achieve consistency with that kind of trading, it is way harder than trading just simply aiming for a very reasonable low hanging fruit trade, like when price trade impulsively to the upside and then it retrade to the fifth of 23%, then the chance of tendency that price may be bouncing a little bit, and then when it go back to the 23% again, it have a tendency to go to the 38. And the far it's like the bigger your target is, the lower the win rate gonna be. and they're always a combination between win rate and risk to reward. In a way, I never think in terms of risk to reward anymore. And I want to remind you again that I am still, we can say that I am still a bit struggling with the kind of true consistency, because we already know what we should do. You already know what you should do, but sometimes it's just hard. Sometimes it's just we want to go that fast. We want to go that strong. We want to go with high risk, but sometimes our skill, our tolerance, our mental capital, a lot of invisible force, invisible things inside our mind is not designed to have the capacity to actually understand what it takes to pursue that kind of speed in terms of keep pushing and pushing. Like, it's not hard to, let's say, flip an account or try to improve 1,000 to 2,000, like double the account when it's small. But the thing is how long we can actually do that, and how we can actually develop a structure to defend ourselves. I don't risk like 2% per trade kind of thing anymore, because the first thing, I don't have a big money, or let's say that I am a bit undercapitalized, like many of you, and I have no shame to actually admit that. So what I feel more comfortable right now, usually I deposit like just a fixed amount of money, and then I work on that money. And I have a two choice: either I keep compounding to really grow it fast, or I'm gonna withdraw daily. So I try a different approach to see what's really fit me and a person, and what kind of speed that I can handle. Because trading is like a vehicle that when you find your favorite speed, when you find your favorite kind of risk, it feel, I'm gonna say it feel more boring in a way, but it feel very enjoyable. And I don't feel enjoyable when I try to sit for hours to wait for a certain high risk reward trade. So even I try very hard to do it, eventually it just feel very counterintuitive. That's why I'm going the path that I am right now. When I take a step back from YouTube, when I stop being an influencer, and when I work on myself, I know that I was greedy. I know that I try to trade the big challenge when I am not ready. I try to scale up when it is so much better if I just stay grounded and focus on my foundation first. So come back to your question. I think despite there are a lot of things we can learn from backtesting, but eventually the skill set, it's like reflective skill. It's like where you see, let's say when I say going to a certain level, forming a certain price behavior, it's kind of, because I saw it a lot. I track it with data and numbers on my Google Sheet. So I didn't need to think a lot to actually know that it's going to be, if I want to trade reversal, then I need to wait for price to break 2 times to the downside, and then I'm going to wait for price to move up, and then I will just follow the candle, and then I take the sell. If I want to follow the trend, then I want to make sure that price still within the volatility range, that it still have something for me to actually keep pushing to the next key level. So it's like martial art. It's like you see enough, you practice enough, so it develop a muscle memory that you just know and you react. Because in live market trading condition, it depends on you are day trading or you are swing trading. So day trading, it requires a bit more impulsive, a bit more faster in terms of reaction, in terms of discretional skill. So it requires a lot of practice, and it cannot be done in backtesting. That's the reason why right now for me it's all about forward testing, and when I make mistake, which I am still making, I don't feel so bad, because I know that I am not perfect, and I know that I need to work on myself more. And usually the faster I go, usually the slower the result eventually I get. And when I trust the process, when I trust the flow, it's just so much easier. Every time I go fast and I go, because usually when we are on the upside, when we are making a lot of payout, or we are trying to making something big, and when you actually got that money create euphoria, and you want to tell your family, you want to tell social media, you think about 1,000 things you can do with money, and that's where your mind is gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be out of the neutral state, or you're not trading in the now, you're not trading what you see, you're trading based on the visual of what you want, and you are forcing the market to be in the way you want, and you see what you want to see, not what market is showing you, and that's where we go back to the euros again, and that's the reason why when we make big money, we lost it, and then we do it again. It's like a dimming cycle of a trader, and I think no one is going to tell you about this. I can tell you about this because I have enough energy right now to be vulnerable, to be open with all of you to actually talk about it. Because imagine you are a mentor, imagine you have 1,000 people following you, imagine you are selling some service and you have big losses. I don't think it's gonna be good for your image. I don't think it's gonna be good for your ego. When we are losing, we disappointed in ourselves. We want to get the money back. We say what if, and we tend to have a tendency to revenge. It's just the opposite state of mind compared to winning big. Losing big creates some kind of different but very same cycle. It's a different feeling, it's different emotion, but in a way it is still very destruction. It's leading to destruction, and we come back to stay euro because we are feeling too much euphoria, too much happy, too much hype, and or when we're feeling disappointment, when we're feeling like we're losing everything, when Bitcoin's going up, when people are making millions and we are doing nothing, we're missing out, we're feeling like we should be making life-changing money, but we are not. The comparison, all of these things, the noise outside, it just keep making a traders out of your neutral state of mind. And when we are not trading from what we see, when we're not trading based on what market is showing us, it's like we're starting to forcing. That's why when we see things on the left side of the chart with hindsight bias or with recency bias, with confirmation bias, a lot of the psychology things, it just create an image that we want to see in our mind, and it's very clear and it's so easy when we look back. But when we are in that moment, when we're in that live market moment, we have our money on the stake. And in game theory, it doesn't matter what you see. When you put money into the table, a lot of things change. It scientifically proven that when money is on stake, people brain just behave differently, and I think it's not easy. It's not an easy journey. There are a lot of dimension. There are a lot of ways to perceive market. There are a lot of ways to look at market. It doesn't need to be the same things that people talk about. For example, people give advice on not have a daily goal or not seeing the P&L, but I'm actually doing better when I see the P&L. Actually doing better when I have a daily goal and knowing where to stop or where I want to push for. So it really depends and very personal game. So when I step down, when I like apply my eye from social media, I'm doing less and less, but I practice more, and I can see that with practice you get better. You starting to see market the way you are, and you react and you trade based on that kind of reaction. Creating, and that is a sport. That is something that you got to practice every single day. It's not like you master it and you don't need to do anything else and money should come to you. It's more like a high performance skill, and we need to practice every day, and we need to be aware that the more we practice, the better we get. And that's what I am feeling right now. I am nowhere near the kind of money that I think in my head, but the journey, the fulfillment in my heart, the whole thing as a trader and as a human, and mentally, physically, spiritually, it's leading me to a place where I found my inner peace. And it's a beautiful place, just where I can actually retreat and have some great time with my wife and just forget about the world. I know that I have been going round and round, and sometimes I'm not sure if what I'm saying is helping you or not. But if you are my friend, if you are someone that having conflict with me, I'm going to just say the same, because what you see on this video is who I am on the outside and the inside. For me, one of the key to consistency is that I'm gonna say about meditation, but I know that on the internet, people are gonna say that meditation is not helping, but it depends on who you are and where you are in life. If you are 20, 25, I don't know. I do not think it's gonna be helpful, but if you are maybe 30 or a bit older, or if you are young, 25, whatever, but you have enough collected of experiences and enough painful experiences with trading, you lost enough, you make big money someday, you lost some big money someday, eventually you got to stop and ask yourself how much is enough. And the more I meditate, the more I spend time without social media, the more I realize that I am already enough. And when you detach yourself from the money, you just make more, because it's like a bonus. It's like you are already enough. What you're doing right now is for your family, for the people you care about, to create some beautiful future together, to be a flow that nurture your kids, nurture your family, nurture your community, nurture your life. And people always talk about leaving a legacy, but being who you are, being is enough. When I lost some people in my life, the last thing I can think of is their legacy in terms of money, but it's more like how they love me and how I want to love others, like the way my grandma loved me, something like that. And let me come back to your marriage, because I am married already, and I know how sometimes it's gonna be very difficult, and not everyone talk about it, but sometimes kids, family and stuff, it just blew my mind away, and sometimes I just cannot concentrate. Sometimes I lost big money and I don't know if I should share it with other people or not. My wife is someone that has been with me since many years ago when I lost big. So it's kind of easier and easier to share my trading with her. But eventually, I think outside people, even our family, our loved one, they only understand result. They don't understand about hours of big testing. They don't understand anything but result and money and the experiences that we bring to the table. That's the reason why being trader is very lonely job. But if doing it right, it makes you one of the strongest version in this earth. one of the strongest people on this earth, and you don't need to show it to the world, but you only need to know deep down yourself that how hard, how far, and how strong you are during the years, because did it a very brutal journey and a lot of people fail. You are seeing me still surviving and still, I'm gonna say still evolving and still finding my way to keep going, because you can see that I am not selling anything, I am not having any additional income right now besides trading, so it makes things harder and harder for me to do anything if I cannot trade. Because nowadays the world is just more about going up and pushing and doing anything we can to make money, and it's only talk about money like it's the only thing that matter. But the way I move, the way I live is more like just a hidden flow. And yeah, I just hope that I help you somehow, and I just hope that you found your consistency. And the consistency, it doesn't mean that we're making money all the time, but it's gonna be, we make money, we lose money, we make money, we make money, we make money, we lose money, but eventually at the end, after enough sample size, we profitable. And we need to stop thinking about the money that we lost, but we need to think about what we have, what we achieve, and we look at our channel and we improve. We try to do it better and better, and yeah, it's just getting better the more we do it. But the thing is, it's never feel like a straight line. Trading, it's not like others job, like we have our security and very few like money is just coming. It's always up and down. It's just part of the journey. And yeah, I'm gonna see you on the next video, and I wish you the best. Thank you. Lion, surprise you. Want to see more?